Welcome back to Orange US Stock Research. Today, we are diving incredibly deep into one of the most fascinating and potentially disruptive companies operating at the complex intersection of advanced healthcare and cutting-edge artificial intelligence. Tempus AI, which is currently trading on the Nasdaq under the ticker symbol TEM Tempus, is absolutely not your typical traditional biotechnology firm, nor is it merely a conventional software as a service company. Instead, it stands as a true pioneer in the rapidly evolving field of precision medicine. By strategically leveraging the unprecedented power of modern artificial intelligence and machine learning, Tempus aims to fundamentally revolutionize how the medical community approaches, diagnoses, and ultimately treats complex, life-threatening diseases, with a very specific and intense focus on oncology and cancer care. Let us get started. To truly understand the long-term investment potential of Tempus AI, we first need to look closely at its core foundational mission and its origin story. Founded by the visionary serial entrepreneur Eric Lefkofsky and proudly headquartered in Chicago, Tempus was established with a singular, incredibly bold vision: to bring the transformative analytical power of artificial intelligence directly into the realm of precision medicine. The founders recognized that while healthcare generates massive amounts of data daily, the vast majority of it remains unstructured, siloed, and effectively useless for clinical decision-making. Tempus set out to solve this exact problem by building an intelligent operating system for healthcare, designed specifically to ingest, clean, and structure this data, making it seamlessly accessible and immediately actionable for frontline physicians, academic researchers, and pharmaceutical developers worldwide. At the very heart of the Tempus ecosystem is its crown jewel, what is widely recognized as the world's largest, most robust library of multimodal clinical and molecular data. It is crucial for investors to understand that this is not just a static, passive repository of historical information. Instead, it is a highly dynamic, intelligent database that seamlessly combines complex clinical health records, detailed genomic sequencing data, and high-resolution medical imaging into a single, unified platform. By linking a patient's specific genetic profile with their actual clinical outcomes and treatment histories, Tempus creates an incredibly rich dataset. This unparalleled data library serves a dual purpose. It empowers doctors to make better, more personalized treatment decisions for individual patients today, while simultaneously providing pharmaceutical companies with the deep insights needed to discover the breakthrough drugs of tomorrow. Tempus primarily operates and generates its substantial revenue through two distinct but highly synergistic business segments. The first, and currently the largest by revenue, is the diagnostics segment. This vital division encompasses a wide array of advanced physical laboratory tests. Their core offerings include comprehensive genomic sequencing and specialized oncology testing, which help oncologists identify the specific genetic mutations driving a patient's tumor. Additionally, they provide hereditary risk assessments to identify patients with genetic predispositions to certain cancers. More recently, Tempus has aggressively expanded into the rapidly growing market for minimal residual disease, or MRD, testing. These highly sensitive blood tests are designed to detect microscopic, trace amounts of cancer cells remaining in a patient's body after surgery or treatment, providing critical early warnings of potential cancer recurrence long before it appears on a traditional scan. The second major revenue segment for Tempus AI is data and applications, which represents the highest margin and arguably the most scalable part of their entire business model. In this highly lucrative division, Tempus essentially monetizes its massive data library by licensing proprietary, strictly identified data insights to massive, global pharmaceutical and biotechnology companies. These pharmaceutical giants willingly pay a premium for access to Tempus's data because it dramatically accelerates their complex drug discovery processes, helps them identify novel biological targets, and allows them to optimize the design and enrollment of expensive clinical trials. Furthermore, this segment includes the development and commercialization of sophisticated AI software applications. By seamlessly combining cutting-edge physical diagnostics with massive, cloud-based data analytics, Tempus creates entirely new, high-margin revenue streams while continuously expanding its technological footprint across the healthcare landscape. Moving on to the critical financial metrics, Tempus AI recently reported its highly anticipated full fiscal year 2025 results, and the top-line revenue growth demonstrated by the company is nothing short of explosive and truly remarkable for a company of this scale. The company successfully generated a staggering total revenue of $1.27 billion for the year, which represents a massive and highly impressive 83.4% year-over-year increase compared to 2024. This phenomenal growth trajectory was primarily driven by the exceptional performance of the diagnostics segment, which brought in an incredible $955.4 million in revenue, soaring by an astounding 111.5% compared to the previous fiscal year. Beyond just top-line revenue, what is particularly impressive and encouraging for investors is the massive expansion in the company's gross profit. Tempus saw its gross profit expand by a phenomenal 109.4% to reach $797.9 million. This robust performance translates to a very healthy and expanding gross margin of approximately 62.7%. Let us also zoom in specifically on the fourth quarter of 2025 and examine the underlying profitability metrics. The most important headline from this quarter is that Tempus finally achieved a positive adjusted EBITDA of $12.9 million. This represents a highly significant fundamental turnaround from the negative $7.8 million recorded in Q4 of 2024. However, we must address the elephant in the room when it comes to Tempus AI's financials. Looking at the full year on a strict, generally accepted accounting principles basis, Tempus is admittedly still operating at a substantial net loss. The total GAAP net loss for fiscal year 2025 was $245 million. It is absolutely crucial for investors to note that this net loss figure is heavily skewed by a massive $136.3 million in non-cash stock-based compensation expenses. Furthermore, the company still structurally maintains very high operating expenses. Selling, general, and administrative costs totaled over $730 million in 2025 alone, alongside massive research and development costs of $319 million. Despite the ongoing GAAP net losses, the forward-looking, predictive business metrics for Tempus are exceptionally strong and point directly to sustained future growth. Tempus ended the fiscal year with over $1.1 billion in total remaining contract value. This massive backlog of contracted business provides excellent, highly predictable revenue visibility for the coming years, significantly de-risking the investment thesis. Furthermore, the company reported an outstanding net revenue retention rate of 126%. In the software and data analytics world, any retention rate over 120% is considered world-class. A critical, non-negotiable aspect of any successful long-term investment is the strength and durability of the company's competitive moat, and Tempus AI has successfully built a truly formidable one. The Tempus platform has achieved unmatched, nationwide scale and is currently utilized by over 65% of all academic medical centers, and incredibly, more than 50% of all practicing oncologists in the United States. Furthermore, Tempus has strategically established exceptionally high switching costs by building deep, complex software integrations directly into the electronic health record systems of major hospital networks. Once a massive health system integrates Tempus into its daily, critical clinical workflow, replacing it with a competitor becomes an incredibly difficult, expensive, and highly disruptive process. This deep embedding makes Tempus an incredibly sticky, almost indispensable infrastructure play within the modern American oncology ecosystem. This massive, widespread adoption across the healthcare system creates a classic, incredibly powerful data flywheel effect that literally becomes stronger and more valuable every single day. The mechanics are simple but profound. As more physicians order Tempus diagnostic tests for their patients, the company continuously gathers more invaluable clinical and molecular data. This constantly expanding, massive dataset is then used to relentlessly train their proprietary artificial intelligence algorithms, causing them to become progressively more accurate, predictive, and clinically insightful. Better, more accurate AI naturally leads to better, more personalized patient outcomes and generates significantly more valuable insights for their lucrative pharmaceutical partners. This, in turn, inevitably attracts even more hospital customers and generates even more data, perpetually spinning the flywheel faster and faster. Looking ahead to the immediate future, the fundamental growth potential for Tempus AI remains exceptionally robust and highly compelling. The executive management team has confidently provided very strong financial guidance for the upcoming fiscal year of 2026, officially projecting total revenue to reach approximately $1.59 billion. This projection represents a very healthy, sustainable annual growth rate of about 25% on top of an already massive billion-dollar revenue base. Even more encouraging for fundamentally focused investors, management expects the company to generate approximately $65 million in positive adjusted EBITDA for the full year. Beyond just the raw financial projections, Tempus has successfully secured several massive strategic catalysts that will drive future growth. They recently announced a major, highly lucrative collaboration agreement with the pharmaceutical giant Merck, which specifically aims to aggressively accelerate AI-driven precision medicine and novel biomarker discovery. They also maintain a highly significant, foundational partnership with the sequencing leader Illumina, focused on genomic AI innovation. Additionally, Tempus is relentlessly innovating and continuously expanding its high-margin product lines. However, investing in Tempus AI comes with substantial material risks that must be carefully and objectively weighed. The competitive landscape in this sector is absolutely fierce and unforgiving. Tempus faces incredibly well-capitalized, deeply entrenched legacy rivals like Guardant Health and Foundation Medicine, particularly in the highly lucrative, rapidly growing minimal residual disease and liquid biopsy markets, where market share battles are intense. Furthermore, the overarching regulatory environment for artificial intelligence applications in healthcare, and specifically for laboratory-developed tests, is constantly shifting and evolving. Any implementation of strict, new FDA regulations could significantly slow down future product approvals or drastically increase ongoing compliance costs. Let us now bring all of this comprehensive analysis together with a look at valuation and deliver our final verdict. With a market capitalization of approximately $9.1 billion and trailing 12-month revenue of $1.27 billion, the stock is currently trading at a price-to-sales multiple of roughly 6.79 times. Given their blistering 80% plus top-line growth rate and expanding gross margins, this valuation multiple is actually quite reasonable for a category-defining hybrid technology and healthcare company. Taking absolutely all fundamental, financial, and competitive factors into careful consideration, we confidently give Tempus AI a final investment score of 85 out of 100 possible points. Our official investment view on the stock is strongly bullish. This video represents personal opinions and analysis only, intended for informational and educational purposes. It does not constitute any investment advice, recommendation, or offer to buy or sell any securities. Please do your own due diligence before making any investment decisions. Thank you for watching Orange US Stock Research, and we will see you in the next video.